what this means is that we are allowing God to work through us, that we are willing to do what he would have us do. And he does not diminish you to exalt someone else. And I think you get that from this Pope, don't you? He does not diminish himself to exalt another. And yet those who are in his presence feel a sense of oneness with him. They don't feel like he is overbearing. They feel communion, compassion. I think that's great. So we are here to learn and to understand. And since it says, join me in hearing, for the voice for God, join me in hearing. So join me, not just in, I'm trying to hear, in being aware. Join me in being aware of the voice for God. For the voice for God tells us of things that we cannot understand alone, nor learn apart. That's an important statement. Because it's hard for us to know how to love somebody who has proven to us to be unlovable. How to understand somebody who has proven to us to be beyond understanding. You know, how to have compassion for somebody who shows no compassion for anyone else. We all have those people in our life. You know, we all know who they are. And what this is saying is we may not be able to get there, but God can. We may not be able to understand how to move in that direction of love, but he does. And that's why it says a miracle is a shift in our perception that allows us to see the love that is always present. But the shift doesn't come from us trying to shift. It comes from us being aware of who we are and who our brother is, and that we want to be one with him. I don't know how to get there. And that's why it says God does. So if we can step back and say, today I will seek and I will hear and I will learn and I will be willing to understand. Because God tells us all things we can understand that we cannot understand alone nor learn apart. When we join our minds with him, we access a power we cannot access apart. And we can understand in a way that we cannot understand when we think we are separate. It is in this that all things are protected. That's where we find our strength. When we know the power of God that abides within us, we know our strength. We know nothing can harm us in any way. No matter what the world may show us, we are never vulnerable. We are invulnerable. And in this awareness, in this healing, and in this, the healing of the voice for God is found. In this awareness, in this unity, in this joining. So then you get this beautiful prayer afterwards. Your healing voice protects all things today. And so I leave all things to you. Uh-oh. You have to stop trying to fix the world. That could be dangerous. Because what would the world do if you weren't there to keep a finger on it or an eye on it or keep it in control, right? I always think about that. What's the old saying? A watch pot never boils, right? Because we think we have to keep managing everything. I remember one time my sister-in-law was making a recipe in a crock pot, and she looked at me and said, do not open that crock pot lid until it's done. You'll ruin it. You know, and I'm thinking, that's all she had to say for me to want to open that lid. But I didn't, because I knew she'd yell at me and she'd find it. But, you know, I couldn't open that lid. I think about that when I'm baking a cake. You know, if I'm baking a cake and I keep opening the oven, what do? I ruin it. I take away. Yeah, I could make it fall. I keep messing it up. This is us. We keep thinking, oh, this is so, wouldn't it be wonderful? Like, if I could just step back from everything, if I could step back and know that his voice protects all things through me, wouldn't that be great? But it isn't going to happen. Yeah, maybe that's why it's never happened. You know, is that we think that our important judgments are needed. Now, I'm not saying there are not things we need to do, but set your mind in purpose with him first. You have a lot of busy things. The Course is always telling you, he wants to send you on your busy way. You know, in A Course in Miracles, there's a line that says, I need do nothing. And people love to throw that one us saying, well, there you go. This is a thing where you just do nothing but sit down and meditate and go, om, om, om. What a useless course. Well, if you read that section, that's where people like to cherry pick pick and choose things that they want to do. In the Course in Miracles, if it keeps going on, it says, I need do nothing but go to that quiet place within where I will be told exactly what to do and where to go. So it needs, as it keeps saying, it needs teachers of God now more than ever before. It needs you out there being instruments. What does the Pope say? Does he just want you to come and sit in a church? That Pope isn't spending very much time in a church, is he? He's out with the people. He said he wants to go to the soup kitchens and people where people are the homeless shelters. That's where he's going because he wants to be with the people that are in need. So do you not think that God needs you in the same place? Oh, I'm not the Pope. Yeah, you are. You're doing the same message as him, a message of compassion, a message of kindness. Wherever you may find yourself, you are there to seek and hear and learn and understand. You are there to bring that message. So I love it. Go back to that second paragraph, that second line. I need be anxious over nothing. You will be told what to do. For your voice, Father, that voice for God, will tell me what I'm to do, where I'm to go, to whom to speak, and what to say to him. What thoughts to think, what words to give the world. That doesn't sound like a docile message, does it? What words to give the world. The safety that I bring is given me. Father, your voice protects all things through me. What a powerful message for us. What a very empowering message for us. We are needed now more than ever before to wake up and realize how important we are for the healing of this world by the people that we meet every day and the compassionate kindness we offer every day. Not to focus on our lack of unity and the things that tear us apart, but to focus on what brings us together. That's a message that people are thirsty for. As much as we see Donald Trump in the polls talking about how separated we are, we see the Pope come into town, and it's all about unity. It's all about unity. So this message is important. This truth is important. You know, we get excited about other messages, but this is the message that is lasting. This is the message that cuts across all different barriers and borders. And this is where our focus must be if we are to truly know who we are and the power that abides within us.